like sometimes it's not always in prison. Sometimes Big Johnny is like 2 streets over.
I'm to go to prison.
Y'all wait at your daddy.
I'm not saying that at all. If she was white, do you think it would have been the same search? If she was white.
What's up, guys? My name is Tam, and you're tuned into Ninja Please.
Hello, this is Watch the Tam Ninja Please podcast, episode 1, season 1.
So tune in. We got a lot to talk about. What's up, fam? My name's Tam, and you're tuned into a very, very live Ninja Please podcast. Thank you so much for joining. If you're tuned in on my Tam Talks page, hey fam, how y'all doing? If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Go ahead and give me a like, and also give me a share. And if you're on Facebook, what's up? Thank you so much for joining. We have a lot to talk about, and as you guys see, it's only one of me today. Missing my co-host Watts, but hopefully he'll join us. And if not, we still gonna get into it. So let's go into the first couple topics. We've had a lot go on in our world, and we're gonna start with something that happened here in Texas, where I'm from, in a city called Lancaster, Texas. I actually used to live out there, but if you guys have been paying close attention to the news, there was a gentleman by Yaqub Talib, who's actually the brother of a former NFL player, who's actually arrested. As of yesterday, he turned himself in. I think I hear the cops, how ironic. Anyway, so as of yesterday, he turned himself in for allegedly shooting a junior or youth football coach. Yes, he shot and actually killed that gentleman. I believe he was 43. We do have a photo of that, so we're going to put that on screen for you to actually see what we're talking about here. But yeah, apparently there was some issues going on at the game. They weren't happy, and Yaqub actually shot Michael Hickman. So he is no longer with us. He was pronounced dead upon the arrival at the hospital here in Texas. So definitely RIP to Michael's family and anybody close to Michael, his football team and staff. Definitely RIP. So let's talk about that for a second. What's going on with our men today? Why are men unable to communicate and solve their issues? What's going on that we have to resort to using gun violence at a 9-year-old youth football game? I don't really understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I would say that we have to do better as a people, not just men, women, men, everybody. We have to do better as a people and actually being able to communicate our emotions, expressing the things that bother us, and not allowing those emotions to overshadow logic and wisdom. It makes no sense for me to see this on our headlines. It makes no, never mind for me to understand that there were 9-year-olds present, and this is how they were viewing older men. These are the men that they're supposed to look up to. And this is how they were behaving. We have a little bit of that video. So viewer discretion is advised. You won't see anything crazy, but again, I just want to say viewer discretion is advised. So we're just going to get into that video. So yeah, a whole bunch of adults on the football field. I heard his hearsay, but I heard that the gentlemen were actually putting money on these games, on a youth football game. They're putting money and wagering on youth sports, which is why they weren't necessarily happy with the outcome, which is why someone lost their life, because they're wagering on 9-year-old game. It's really sad. It's really pathetic. And I'm glad that Yaqub turned himself in. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, this is not his first run in. He's injured a pregnant woman for arguing over cigars. This is not his first run in. He actually broke probation. He's not even supposed to have a gun. So hopefully, Michael's family they get justice. Hopefully, that football family they get justice, and hopefully, this is reality check for anyone that is wagering on child football games. Like, we have to acknowledge these situations and understand and look inwardly, because sometimes we're the problem, and in this situation, we can be the problem. So hopefully, someone learns from this. So let's get into the next topic. The rise of the single lonely man. So there was an article, I actually have it on screen. I'm going to put it on screen. So there was an article that talked about the rise of the single lonely man. A doctor, a psychologist, I believe, actually wrote an article this past week, and it's had the internet go bananas. So theoretically, it's saying that based on the research study, that over 60, I believe 64% of the dating apps now have men. So that's a high percentage, guys. They're saying only 30% are women. So women have a lot more options, but not only that, it's saying that women are making healthier options when choosing their mates. So this article has been going all over the internet, going crazy. And some men are happy about it, and some men and women are actually excited about it. Because what does it say? What does that mean when it says the rise of the single lonely man? That means that, with that being said, it means that people are actually choosing healthier relationships over toxic ones. I'm gonna repeat that. People in our generation are actually choosing more healthier relationships over toxic ones. So regardless of what you see online, regardless of what the media wants to tell you about relationships and how toxic our environment is and what they want to feed you, statistically, they're a liar. It's saying now that we're actually choosing healthier. And I would say that some people have been saying this all along, because when you know better, you will actually do better. And they're saying the only people that are actually suffering are men who have an old, irrational way of thinking in terms of relationship. So all the guys that were misogynistic, all the guys that were sexist, these are the guys that are now single and lonely. And if they don't change based on the research of this doctor who wrote this article, they will die sad and alone. And the people that decide to change their path, the people that decide, he speaks on them getting therapy and actually working out their issues. So if you're capable of doing that, and I'm an advocate for therapy, I go to therapy right now, and I think this applies to everybody. So if you are someone who wants to have a healthy relationship, you have to start with yourself. So for those that want to have a healthy relationship with a partner, start with yourself. Go to therapy, work on how you communicate, work on those critical thinking skills, work on conflict resolution, work on all of that. And if you don't, these numbers will continue to rise, these numbers of single lonely men. And I will say, it also spoke to people that are married. They said they actually live longer, they actually are healthier, they actually are wealthier. So for somebody who says, okay, well, marriage isn't, well, can I get? I'm telling you, statistically, you live longer, you're healthier, and you're wealthier with the right partner, a healthy partner. So let's think about that. Not just anybody, but a healthy partner. So shout out to the doctor that wrote this article. It was very insightful. It was on Psychology Today. If anybody's looking for that article to read up on it yourself, definitely check it out. Very insightful. So especially if you're the problem. And sometimes we can all be the problem. Nobody's perfect. And if you're the problem, there's help, there's hope. So you don't have to innately die alone. Okay. So let's get into the next topic. Don't submit to a boyfriend. So I have a Christian page called Real Faith Talk on Facebook, and I put a simple scripture. We actually have that here, but I put a simple scripture, and it says the Bible didn't say submit to a boyfriend, it said a husband. Okay. And that went viral. Okay. A lot of hate mail from that one. Over 300,000 views on that post, and it's still going. And I want to know your thoughts. So, what are your thoughts on submitting to a boyfriend? Fellas, do you feel like your girlfriend should submit to you before marriage? Ladies, do you feel like you need to submit to your boyfriend prior to? I want to know your thoughts, but I'm going to also just share not my thoughts, but what biblically we're supposed to do. So I literally pulled that out of the Bible where it says, wives submit to your husbands. It didn't say boyfriends. It didn't say baby daddies. It didn't say every person you go out on a date on. It said husbands. So I was just sharing that. And I also put ladies, the Bible didn't say boyfriends are supposed to provide for you. And I know a lot of people want those benefits of being married, but they're not exactly married. They want sex before marriage, they want children, they want to build with you, all before the sanctity and the commitment of putting a ring on your finger or prior to getting married. Some people don't even want to get married, but they want to live out life like they're married. And I see a huge red flag with that because it would be, I would say, an injustice to pour all of yourself, to give all of yourself to a person and not be fully committed or married to them. Why would you want to submit to somebody who can't commit to you? I'm curious. Why do people want that? What is that really saying? If you give all of yourself to a person and then you don't even get to the finish line, you never get married to that person. So by the time you say I do, what do you really have left if you give all of yourself to every person you connect with? That's why we're not supposed to do it. And even worse, what if you get discarded? You give all yourself to somebody and they discard you. So we have to be a little bit more cautious of this submission thing for the ladies, this providing thing for the fellas. We have to be a little bit more cautious in those relationships and understanding that your relationship's going to have levels, unlocking levels. And once you get married, that's when you're really supposed to be doing all of those things. And most people have fatigue when they get married. They're already tired of providing. They're already tired of submission. They're already tired of sex because they've done all of these things to the wrong people prior to. So if you did it the right way, you wouldn't have that fatigue. And maybe, perhaps, these marriages will last a lot longer because you actually have more of yourself to give and you're not just giving them pieces. I don't know. What do I know? You guys leave your comments below. Let me know what you think on this topic. Should you, ladies, submit to your boyfriend? Fellas, do you want her to submit to you prior to the I do's? And ladies, are you really out here requiring your man to be a provider for you before you get married? And if so, why? Like, why? That's not Bible. That's selfish. That's selfish. All right. Do we have another topic? If so, let's get into it. All right. So I think this is the last topic. So what are some things that grew your mind to think bigger? Ninja Please, although we have this name, is really designed for somebody to get some help from this page. So hopefully some of the things that we talk about or I say is actually going to help you in your life. So I'll speak on this topic very fluidly. One thing that changed my mind to think bigger is that of connectivity. I actually met some millionaires by happenstance by visiting a friend's house when I was home for college. He had a nice car. It was a BMW, my dream car at the time. He had it in his front yard, and me being so inquisitive, I went over, knocked on the door, and was like, "Hey, my name's Tam, and I need to know how you got this car." So in asking that question, that grew into me being able to research like how he got the car, how they got the car. It was actually two brothers who owned multiple businesses here in Texas. And not only that, they were penny traders in addition to that. And they told me to read this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That book changed my life, changed my thought process, changed the way I look at money, changed the way I looked at success, changed the way I realized I could get outside of the rat race, which is essentially working every day 9 to 5. That rat race mentality, meaning like, especially like if you come from a household like me where your parents just told you, go to college, get a good job, work your way up. Somebody's going to pick you out of the litter and put you in a leadership role, and you're going to climb your way up. And that's how you acquire success. That's the rat race that I lived in. And many of you probably have lived in that same rat race. Maybe your parents or your grandparents or friends have told you to do the same thing because that was their path. And then you look at their life and you're like, okay, well, you're not exactly where I want to be. I want to be, in a different level. And that's basically how I got out of the rat race. I read that book. Again, I'm going to say it, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And if you have kids, they have a kid version too. I already have my kids read that book because I wanted them to understand, like, it's not about necessarily just college. It's not about just finding a good job. It's about being able to break generational curses of poverty over your life. And we don't really talk about that. We talk about just having enough. Like, epitome of success back in the day was just getting a nice house. Epitome back in the day was just like getting a nice car. But the epitome of success for us in this generation should be retiring young. Like, we don't want to be the old person at the Walmart because we didn't save enough for retirement. We don't want to be the old person now trying to travel and enjoying our lives while we're old and we can't really do and experience it. Like, what I look like being so old that I can't really go zip lining or jet skiing and and not no shade to anybody that does this, because you can live life as long as you have breath in your body. But how much more could you live while you still have being agile and having youth? So the epitome of success was really what tied me to my mindset to make me change my thinking. So today I work in HR. I make over 6 figures. And I did that in a small window because I realized that I didn't just have to accept what jobs were offering me. I'm going to repeat that. You don't have to just accept what jobs are offering you. You don't have to work there 20 years. If they are not seeing your value, leave. But don't just leave because you don't have a job and out of frustration. Find another job and transition appropriately and keep working your way up. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your company. And as somebody that works in HR, tenure is not everything. Okay. So if you have the mindset, the skill set, or if you're in a path that okay, Tam, I want to make 6 figures, but this job is not going to get me there. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to change your career path. I don't care how old you are. I went back to college after my 30s. You understand? I dropped out. After 2 kids, I went back to college in my 30s and finished. And now I'm in my dream career, making over 6 figures, living my best life. I live in a high rise in Texas. I drive the car that I want to drive. My car is paid off. I am debt free. Like, you can do the same thing. Nothing is stopping you from creating your own path, changing your mindset, and doing something that your parents didn't do, doing something that your grandparents didn't do. Like, I don't care how old you are. Like, you guys can do it. If you need somebody to motivate you, let me motivate you. If you're listening to this, you can do it. It's not too late. I don't care how old you are. You're not too young. I don't care how young you are. Like, you can do it. So if you're not comfortable, if you're not where you are, where you need to be in life, you're not making enough money in your job, start looking at careers that make the amount of money that you want to make. Say, okay, I'm in customer service. Okay. And I've been there. I went from customer service to working at a bank. I was only making $30,000 when I was doing that. Went to the bank making $40,000. And I was like, I want to get into HR. I want to be a recruiter. This seems pretty cool. Just to hire people seems like an easy job. And guess what, guys? I love my job. And it is easy because I'm passionate about helping people. So you just got to think about, what are you passionate about? What do you want to do? And find a career path that pays you according to the things that you already enjoy doing. And it's out there. And if you need help with getting into HR like me, I can help. Send me a note. I'll reach out to you. I'm not too far away. I didn't get any help. Like, nobody assisted me into getting into HR. I got so many no's, so many doors closed in my face. But guess what? I didn't stop. I didn't stop until I got yes. And the yes that I got was only paying me $15 an hour. But I knew if I worked my way just to get it on my resume, that was priceless. So please, if you need help, let me help you. Let me help you get there if you want to go into HR. If you don't, then research. All you need is a little bit of Jesus and Google, okay? And you can do it. The second thing is, I own and operate multiple businesses, guys. I'm an author. So if you're passionate about writing, Or if you simply have a story to tell, you don't have to be passionate about writing. Somebody else can write it for you. You have a story to tell, some things that you've overcome in life and nobody would ever know behind closed doors. Write your story. Your story could help somebody else. Not only that, it's so freeing to be able to put your life on paper. Leave something for your lineage, okay? Help yourself while you're helping other people. I also have a clothing line. So if you're interested, you do clothing, you love to create. Like there's so many things that you can do. If you are knowledgeable in anything, create a course, sell that course, help people with the knowledge that you have. Like, don't just let it sit in your brain. Like, each one teach one. Like, be able to use those things and share it with the person behind you or in front of you. Like, there's somebody who wants that knowledge that you have. Like, many people think, oh, because I don't have a platform, I can't really help people. Because I don't have this many followers, I can't really do that. Like, no, just share what you know. And somebody, it could be me. I might be desperate to understand or to know the things that you know. I might have that as my side business. Somebody said, where do you get your help with your daily activities so you can focus on your career? Because most people have a hard time focusing because of what they have to do regularly in order to live. To answer that question, Snuggles, I would say that I didn't get any help. So I wish I could turn my camera around. I have a vision board. So I don't wait to the end of the year. I literally write down like what I want to accomplish over a set period of time. And I continue to add to my vision board. So if you don't have a vision board, go get a vision board. It's like $15 on Amazon. They can send it and you can have it tomorrow. Get you a couple markers, write down what you need to do. And in my 9 to 5, I work my 9 to 5 throughout the day. I have my break and I'm able to talk to you guys, or I'm able to shift. And in the nighttime, I work on my business. I consider my 9 to 5 as my side hustle, and my businesses are my full-time job. And you have to just shift the way that you think. Like, my businesses are what's gonna set me apart from retiring when I'm 65 or when I'm 45. Or when I'm 65, and for some of you, when you're 25, or when you're 65, or some of you, maybe when you're 60, as long as it is able to get you to your goals. Like, your goals may not be my goals. Maybe you just want to retire 5 years earlier. Maybe you want to retire 20 years earlier. So you have to plan your life according to your goals. Like, don't listen to anybody that tells you need to retire when you're 65. That's a lie. That's a lie from hell. Like, don't believe that. That's a trick. Like, why would you want to retire when you're 65? Like, literally answer that question. Like, why would you want to retire when you're 65? Like, don't you want to stop working prior to? Don't you want to enjoy your time? Don't you want to just be able to decide when you wake up, when you go to sleep, without punching in the clock prior to? So make your life and your goals a priority. And if you make you a priority, everything else can fall into place. But you got to write it out. You got to plan it out. Go get you a vision board and really plan out your goals and make them small goals. To say, maybe the first goal is, I just want to change my career to a career that pays me $50,000 or $65,000 or $100,000 or $200,000, whatever your goal is. Plan that out. Okay, how am I going to get there? Do I need to go to school? Do I need to take a course? Do I need to find a mentor? Like, you have to figure out, like, what do I need to do? And then when you're done, or when you accomplish a goal, write it down. Many people have small wins that turn into bigger wins, but they never see their wins because they don't celebrate their small wins along the way. They just keep hitting milestones. And as you grow and as you age, your goals are going to get higher and bigger and bigger. And then you look back and you're like, I don't feel like I really accomplished anything. I don't feel like I really did it. But you did. You had many small goals, but you didn't celebrate you. So learn to celebrate you, learn to write down your goals, learn to create a plan, an action plan that are small increments to get to that bigger goal. Maybe the biggest goal is just, I want to save $100,000, or I want to save whatever. Like, those small goals are going to get you there, but you just have to be focused and get to that mindset. So I just wanted to share that. Sorry if I'm being preachy to you guys, but I'm really passionate about breaking generational curses when it comes to poverty, and also changing mindsets when it comes to retirement. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you're new here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. You're watching on Tam Talks, Ninja Please, Facebook, YouTube, or anything in between. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Tam. Do me a favor, click that like button. If you liked anything you heard today, go ahead and click that share button. Maybe I can help you, or maybe your family and friends change their mindset and help us all grow together. My final thoughts today: if you know somebody that has a bad attitude, that is doing things that they need to do in our community, be that beacon of hope, be that beacon of light, and help them help themselves. Okay. Not only that, relationships, be careful who you attach yourself to. Like, marriage is for having a purpose partner. And when you have a purpose partner, so much fruit, so much life, so much everything will grow from that. It's okay being alone because you can do a lot of building, you can do a lot of growing, and you can do a lot of self love in that season. But also be mindful that you can do more with somebody else. We're better together. We're healthier, we're wealthier, and we live longer, and we are able to have somebody who is a mirror. When you're with the right person, they are a mirror. So you're good, you're bad, you're going to be able to see that. And as long as you're with the right person, they're going to help you chisel out those bad pieces of you and also nourish the good pieces of you to actually allow you to grow into who you are truly supposed to be. So make sure you align with the right person. And then also, guys, change your mindset. Change your mindset. I want you to pick up a book if you need to pick up a book. Again, if I can help, shoot me a comment. Let me know. I will absolutely get back to you because that's how passionate I am about it. He says, what's the right person look like, if you don't mind me asking? The right person looks like somebody who is able to help you grow. The right person looks like somebody who is able to look at you and not just see you where you are, but also see the potential in where you should be. So be mindful in throwing people away that actually call you out in your mess, that actually are truth tellers, that actually love you just for simply you being you. So sometimes we can get caught up in throwing people away that tell us the truth about our stinky, ugly, filthy, hard-headed selves. And we're just like, I don't need that negativity in my life. But sometimes that's not negativity. Really, it's just truth. And sometimes truth is a hard pill to swallow. So you want to make sure the people that you have around you are the people that are able to be honest with you. I wouldn't say pick a person off of potential. I would say pick a person off of who they truly are. Because if you have a mindset of thinking, I see you here, but I think you can grow into this amazing person. I see so much into you. If they never grow into that person, are you going to regret connecting to them? So you have to be sincerely happy with who they are if they never grow. And if you aren't, then do not choose a person off of their potential. You need to be with someone who, if they grow, it can only get better. It can only get better. Like the person that you are, like, you're dope, you're amazing, you're phenomenal. But if you grow more, oh, wow, like, it can only get better. Never choose anybody off potential, because if they don't want to be where you think they should be in their mindset, that's just going to be a lot of frustration for you, a lot of resentment for you. And then ultimately, you're going to be holding on to this mindset of thinking they're going to change or thinking they're going to be somebody that they truly don't want to be. So never, ever get with someone based on potential. You need to be satisfied with who they present themselves to be. So hopefully that helps. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you have more questions, leave them below in the comments. I'm going to come back. I'll actually type in the comments and respond. We'll be here again next week. Next week, Monday night at 8:30, and then Wednesdays will actually be more consistent at 11 a.m. So hopefully I can catch you. I think there was one more question that I'm gonna check out after the live. So you're saying attraction is a must. That is the one thing that would keep me there. Okay, thanks. Attraction. Are we talking about attraction, or are we talking about mindset? Because attractions, I mean, if it's physical, it's going to fade, right? It's going to fade. Some people don't age gracefully. So you have to be, attraction is key, but some people don't age gracefully. So there has to be something more rooted that's going to keep you there, right? So if the person has a mindset, if a person is beautiful on the inside, if a person, like I say, is your purpose partner, everything you connect with them, like, doesn't mean you don't have conflict, but when you connect with them and when you're on the same page with them, they grow you while they're growing them. That's a beautiful thing. So you want to be mindful if that person is doing that, like if they're cultivating you in the best possible way. Doesn't mean that they're perfect. It just means that they know how to cultivate you while they're cultivating themselves. So be mindful of that. All right, guys, I got to get back to it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Tam, and you tuned in to Tam Talks or Ninja Please. Until next time, I'm out. Bye.
Like, sometimes it's not always in prison. Sometimes Big Johnny is like 2 streets over.
I have to go to prison.
Y'all wait at your daddy.
I'm not saying that at all. If she was white, do you think it would have been the same search? If she was white.
What's up, guys? My name is Tam, and you're tuned into Ninja Please.
Hello, this is Watts of Tam, Ninja Please podcast, episode 1, season 1.
So tune in. We got a lot to talk about.